The old man's appearance attracted everyone's attention. When the vendors saw him, their faces were immediately full of enthusiasm and respect. Anyone with a discerning eye can tell at a glance that this little old man wearing a tang suit with an unattractive appearance must be a big boss in the antique industry, otherwise the vendors would not have such expressions. The vendor Lao Li, who had done business with Chen Han before, also smiled subconsciously. "Mr. Shu, why are you here?" "Yu Zhang." "What Yu Zhang? Stop talking nonsense, okay. Come on, take it out. It's the jade metal you recommended to me last time, the one made of Shoshan stone. I was blind and didn't notice any clues at the time. Later I went back to check the information and found out that this was the work of Master Pu Wei from the Han dynasty." "Ha ha ha, Lao Li, the jade metal you have is a good thing. I will pay 3 million, oh no, 5 million. I, Shu Yongyan, will never take advantage of you." The old man shouted excitedly, looking like he couldn't wait to get the jade metal right away. 5 million, everyone was shocked, everyone was stunned. After coming back to their senses, many vendors looked at Lao Li with a hint of sympathy. After Lao Li stood there in silence for a long time, he suddenly beat his chest and feet excitedly. "FK, 5 million, 5 million. FKU, my 5 million treasure, I sold it for 200 yuan. I FK'd your grandma, you bastard, you F-King tricked me, FK, I hate it." Lao Li was excited and incoherent, and finally fainted with a whimper. Shu Yongyan's face was full of surprise, and he subconsciously looked at Chen Han. He also saw that this kid might have bought this thing. "Brother, the thing is in your hand. Can you part with it? I'll give you 5 million. Shu Yongyan said with a smile. "I'm the boss of Sha Jai, please call me Mr. Shu. I'm a bit thin in the antique industry. My name will never trick you." 5 million, hiss, is it really 5 million? Oh my god, did I hear that right? Did this kid miss something? And he found a treasure. There was a buzz of discussion around him, and Reba Yang Mi was dumbfounded for a long time. "Ha ha ha, that's awesome, God. Isn't this true? It's incredible. 200 yuan bought 5 million good things. Chen Han is really terrible. This is a profit of 25,000 times. Awesome, great God." In the studio, Huang Bonaja and Yaya also exclaimed in surprise. No one expected that Chen Han would actually find a treasure after just picking and choosing. "Wait," the attentive Huang Bo said in surprise, "look at Chen Han's expression." He was not surprised at all when he heard 5 million, nor was he ecstatic. Does this mean that he already knew the value of the jade seal? Ah. Oh my god, isn't this terrible? It's true, this guy is incredible. Everyone exclaimed again, and everyone looked at Chen Han with a hint of horror and shock. At this moment, he was actually very calm. It seemed as if the old man Shu Yongyan was talking to him not about 5 million but 500 yuan. "The jade seal is indeed in my hand." Chen Han smiled slightly and asked, "Actually, it's not impossible to sell it to you, but I have other good things on hand. I wonder if you can eat it. If you can't eat it, forget it, I don't like scattered transactions running around." "Huh, are there any other treasures?" Mr. Shu was pleasantly surprised, while other vendors' hearts suddenly became tangled. Everyone subconsciously looked at the shabby red, white and blue bag held by Chen Han. Could it be these other things he was talking about? "Brother, are your things in the bag? How many items are there? My **** Jai's strength is still good. I can eat goods worth less than 1 billion. Mr. Shu promised excitedly. "It's not like 1 billion. Chen Han smiled lightly. "Actually, it's only 30 or 40 million worth of goods, about 10 pieces. How about we go to your store to discuss it in detail?" Okay, brother, please come here and let's go to the store to talk." Ha ha ha, Mr. Shu laughed and agreed, pulling Chen Han towards his store. After the vendors at the scene looked at each other for a few times, those who had sold things to Chen Han all started yelling in agony. "Damn it, there's something wrong with this kid. 30 to 40 million, FK. We won't sell all of this, right? What a ball, ah. My good thing, ah. You bastard who FK'd your uncle, it's useless for you to have a son, you cheated on my baby." The vendors cursed angrily, and several people fainted on the spot. Although others did not faint, they were still very angry. They all gritted their teeth and followed them, wanting to see if the treasures they sold were real. Of 30 or 40 million, just for a short while. The things in his bag are worth 30 or 40 million. Reba exclaimed dumbfounded. "Sister Mimi, Pinch me, I'm a little confused. Isn't this right? Are you dreaming? This is faster than robbing a bank. It's terrible, it's terrible. This guy didn't really pick up more than a dozen treasures, right? Young Mi was also a little confused. Impossible, this is impossible. It's unbelievable. I remember that Chen Han didn't spend 10,000 yuan before and after. How could he earn tens of millions in one go? No wonder he previously said he would set a small goal to make 100 million today. We all thought he was joking, but in fact he was serious. God, this guy is a monster. In the studio, Naja and the other three couldn't help but exclaimed. Next chapter. Master Yuan, the evaluation of the 8 antiques you brought has been completed. We are willing to pay 13 million yuan for them. Are you satisfied with the price? Antique market, inside the **** Jai. A middle-aged man entertained Yuan Zimo and Sun Hongale with a smile. At this time, there were 8 antiques on the table. It was obvious that they were here to ship. After Chen Han and Yuan Zimo parted ways, this guy was holding his breath and wanted to make a good comeback, so he searched everywhere for good things. And he's lucky. In just half a day, I found 8 good antiques. Most of these antiques cost hundreds of thousands. However, one of them, a Buddha statue from the Ming dynasty, was a good thing, worth 8 or 9 million. In order to get this Buddha statue, Yuan Zimo, it took a lot of effort. The 8 collections cost him a total of 5.3 million. Now that **Jai is willing to spend 13 million to acquire it, it proves that he has earned 7.7 million, which is definitely a considerable number. More than 7 million, tisk tisk tisk, it's so easy to make money in the antiques business. Xiao Yuan, your performance today really impressed me. Sun Hongale sighed with a smile, and at the same time he also admired Yuan Zimo's ability. Brother Hong Lei is joking, I don't dare to take it seriously. Yuan Zimo smiled with a smile on his face. Under his seemingly humble appearance, he hid an extremely excited sense of satisfaction. At the same time, he couldn't help but sneer in his heart. Chen Han, I made more than 7 million in one morning, how can you compare with me? With your capital of 100,000 yuan, I'm afraid you won't even be able to buy a ball. Just when Yuan Zimo's face was full of satisfaction, a burst of noise came from far away, and Mr. Shu's laughing voice was also heard. Come on, little brother, go this way, this is my **Jai, you can do it in the future. You have to come here often. Our business is business, and I also want to make you a friend. While he was talking, Mr. Shu and Chen Han had already entered the *** Jai. Behind them were not only Reba Yang Mi, but also a large number of vendors with red eyes and many passers-by watching the fun. The huge flow of people immediately shocked both Yuan Zimo and Sun Hongale. What's going on with you guys? Chen Han, why are you here too? Sun Hongale asked curiously. Nothing, Chen Han explained casually. I just bought a few good things and came here to ship them. Mr. Shu, who is not a vegetarian, brought us here in person. Come on, sit down, you're welcome. Xiao Lu makes tea. Mr. Shu waved domineeringly, and the middle-aged man who had previously entertained Yuan Zimo and others immediately started busy with a few waiters. It can be seen that Mr. Shu's prestige in this **Jai is not small. After Chen Han and others sat down, Reba said excitedly, Brother Hong Lei, you don't know, right? Chen Han just bought more than 10 treasures in a row, all of them are good things, worth 30 to 40 million. What, 30 or 40 million? It's impossible, is it possible to brag like this? Sun Hongale and Yuan Zimo both didn't believe it. TCH, of course you don't believe it if you haven't seen it. Reba said triumphantly, how much do you think Chen Han spent on buying these things? I just calculated it, it's up to 13,000, and his principal of 100,000 there's more than half left. You spend more than 10,000 yuan to earn 30 to 40 million yuan. Just brag. Who are you kidding? You are so awesome. Do you think this kid is a god? Make it up. Keep making it up. I'll just watch and say nothing. The melon-eating passers-by outside the **Jai all burst into laughter. Weird things can happen in the antique market, and everyone is used to it, but no matter how bizarre it is, you can't meet someone who is so exaggerated, making 30 or 40 million with a principal of more than 10,000, right? Do you think everyone is a fool? Brother Chen, what you are holding is really worth 30 or 40 million. Mr. Shu was also a little in disbelief. Roughly the same. Chen Han nodded casually, threw away the few pieces of trash he bought before, and started to take things out of the red, white and blue bags. The first one, of course, is the Shoshin jade seal. This thing worth 5 million was just wrapped in newspaper, opened and placed on the table. It's really it, a good thing, a good thing. Mr. Shu excitedly took out a magnifying glass, carefully picked up the jade metal and kept looking at it. The more he looked at it, the more he smiled. No need to ask, everyone already knows this is the real thing. Chen Han smiled slightly and continued to take out. Gilt bullhead pot, Wangshen jade Buddha, purple gold smoker, Manjusri Prajnatai, bronze watermelon tripod. One after another, precious collections were placed on the table. Everyone was dazzled and Mr. Shu was frightened to see them. This is true. This is true, my god, how did you find this Manjushri Prajna poster? No way, this bronze watermelon cauldron is so well preserved. This is impossible. Mr. Shu exclaimed in shock, and everyone's scalps went numb when they saw it. These can't be true, right? Vendors set up stalls in the antique market every day. How many people have passed their hands, and how many people have had so many treasures leaked from their hands? This is absolutely impossible, this is simply nonsense. Fake, haha, it must be all fake. I've seen that watermelon tripod. The little vendor Lu smashed it in his hand and didn't sell it for several years. Go ahead and fool him. He wanted to sell it to me for 500 yuan last time, but I didn't even want it. I've also seen that Manjusri Prajna post. Lao Chi kept it in his hands for 3 years and didn't sell it. He was laughed at for a long time. Could this be real? Everyone was talking about it, and most of them were full of disbelief. Next chapter. In fact, everyone's suspicion is reasonable. After all, no one can believe that there are so many good things hidden in the bustling antique market. You must know that there are as many experts and masters here as there are countless crucian carp crossing the river. How could these things be kept hidden in the snow? So Chen Han's pickup was too far away. Picking up one thing is excusable, picking up a dozen priceless good things, this is simply more difficult than winning $10 billion jackpots 10 times in a row, right? But everyone doesn't know that it's because of their mentality that Chen Han has gained so much. The entire antique market is full of scams and all kinds of high imitation antiques. You lie to me and I lie to you. Everyone is guarding against others like thieves, and even subconsciously believes that other people's things are fakes, so there is no way I don't know or dare to seriously hunt for treasure. Small vendors try their best to deceive people every day, but who will believe you? Over time, they have more or less accumulated some good things in their hands that ordinary people can't see through, but they don't know that these things are treasures, so Chen Han picks them up one after another. Of course, this is what he can do. If someone else had come here, even if Mr. Shu personally went out to buy an exchange, it would be impossible to achieve such a precise strike. After all, appreciating antique collections is also a very laborious task. Mr. Shu, please come up with a price after appraisal. I will never bargain, Chen Han sighed to himself while drinking tea. This kind of good thing can only be done once. It's not easy for these small vendors to save some good stuff, and after being scanned by him once, everyone is very good, so don't even think about having the opportunity to trick them in the future. What a pity, what a pity. Brother Chen, please wait a moment. After Mr. Shu calmed down, he said seriously, I have to look at these things carefully. Do you have any objection? No objection, take your time and take a look. Chen Han smiled lightly. Mr. Shu began to carefully identify it over and over again. Even when he was unsure, he asked other experts in the store to take action, for fear that something would go wrong. The atmosphere at the scene also became silent. Everyone waited with bated breath for the identification results. Everyone still agreed with Mr. Shu, at least his authority convinced everyone. Once Mr. Shu says it is true, no one will dare to doubt it, and this incident will become a legend in the entire antique market. But compared to everyone's nervousness, Chen Han seemed extremely calm. Haha, this guy is still very calm. Let's see how you step down when it is found out that it is a fake. Yuan Zimo snorted in his heart with an ugly face, constantly comforting himself that these must be fakes. He spent millions of hard work to find 8 good items, and he only made a few million, and his investment income could be doubled at most. But what about Chen Han? This guy spent more than 10,000 and found more than 10 good things. If these are all genuine, doesn't it mean that his investment income is as high as 3,000 to 4,000 times? Is this a god? In comparison, does Yuan Zimo still have face? So he could only pray desperately that these things were all fake. Nausea, do you think these things are real? Everything that happened today is so magical. I don't know. If these collections are real, then the program team has really found an amazing guy to participate in the show. Haha, I'm looking forward to how much of a sensation the show will cause after it is aired. The ratings of this show will definitely be hot. I am very glad that I accepted the invitation of the program team. In the studio, Nausea, Yaya and the three of them continue to chat. However, everyone's mood continued to become tense as time went by. Mr. Shu's appraisal is not only related to 30 to 40 million yuan, it is also related to the birth of a myth. After a while, Mr. Shu finally put down the magnifying glass. He looked at Chen Han in shock, and then said in shock for a long time, "Brother Chen, I admire you. Ordinary people will definitely miss these things. Even I have to identify them many times before I dare to make a decision. Especially this bronze watermelon tripod, it is enough it gives many experts a headache. But after my appraisal, these are all true. Our prices are always the most reasonable. In front of so many people, I will give you a price of 42 million. What do you think? 42 million? Oh my god, no way, is this true? FK, has this kid seen a ghost? I'm a little confused. Did he really spend more than 10,000 yuan to find a collection worth 30 to 40 million yuan? Nima, I've been in the antique market for decades and I've never seen anything so exaggerated. Everyone was exclaiming and talking, everyone couldn't believe it. But the facts are the facts. At least no one dares to refute Mr. Shu's judgment. Since he said it is true, it must be true. So everyone looked at Chen Han with a hint of horror and shock. This young man will probably become a legend in the entire antique market. Impossible, this is absolutely impossible, how could he be so powerful? Yuan Zimo roared crazily in his heart, and he sat slumped on the chair, staring at Chen Han, as if he had seen a ghost. It was obvious that the arrogance he had cultivated since he was a child had been instantly defeated. Next chapter. Ding. 42 million yuan has been credited to your account. Congratulations to the owner, whose investment income has exceeded 3,000 times. He has won 3 special draws. Would you like to draw a draw? After the transaction between Mr. Shu and Chen Han was finalized, the old man immediately asked someone to transfer the money to him. Within 10 minutes, a huge sum of tens of millions had arrived. When he saw the text message on his phone, the system also brought good news to Chen Han. Special lottery. I don't know what good things I can get. Let's do it 3 times in a row. Chen Han ordered with anticipation in his heart. The words just fell. A lottery wheel appeared in his mind. There are many things written densely on this carousel, including tens of millions of cash, various special skills, investment skills, and various luxury cars, villas, real estate and other things. It is dazzling for everyone to see. The system starts the automatic lottery. After the turntable rotated symbolically a few times, the beep sounded again. Congratulations, Master, for receiving a Master-level martial arts reward. Congratulations to the Master for achieving Master-level carving skills. Congratulations to the Master for obtaining the Chef-level skills. The series of rewards made Chen Han confused for a long time. The next moment, a lot of unfamiliar information poured into his mind. This information seemed to be imprinted in his mind, causing his eyes to change slightly. His eyes became extremely dark. Just like a great master of martial arts, he can see through the essence of all things at a glance. Moreover, his muscles have become stronger, huge changes have taken place all over his body, and even his temperament has improved a lot. In an instant, 2 master-level skills and a cooking god skill were integrated into the depths of Chen Han's memory and became his instinct. Call. Chen Han breathed a sigh of relief in a good mood, looked at Mr. Shu with a smile, and said, "Mr. Shu, thank you very much." Ha ha ha, Mr. Shu laughed. "Brother Chen, you are joking. I should be the one thanking you. Not only did you sell these collections to me, Jai, but you also allowed me to witness the birth of a legend. This pair to me, it's something worth talking about." Ha ha, Chen Han shook his head dumbfounded, glanced at the crowds of passers-by eating melons outside Jai, and said with a wry smile, "Actually, I don't want to be so high profile. I originally wanted to make more money, but now it seems I can't buy anything. Might buy it again." "That's true, haha, it's me who delayed your money. I'm sorry." Mr. Shu apologized and handed over his hand. Nowadays, Chen Han is the target of public criticism. I'm afraid countless people will stare at him after he walks out of this door. No matter what antique collection he goes to buy, no one will be able to sell it to him. And the things he has touched will probably be pondered, studied, and analyzed by countless people. In short, he can't even think about pretending to be a pig and eating the tiger in peace. This is really not a good thing for Chen Han. He doesn't like being in the limelight very much. Making money in a low profile is the way to go. It seems that it will be difficult to make big money today. That's it, Mr. Shu smiled and said, I'll treat you all to a meal at noon. In the afternoon, our antique market will have an annual small internal auction. There will be many good things at that time. If you are interested, you can come and see. Small auction, this is interesting. How about we go take a look? Reba Yang Mi and others were immediately interested. Sun Hongale said with bright eyes, is it an auction? It seems very interesting. How about we go shopping? Yes, Yang Mi agreed. I heard that there are gambling stones in the antique market. We can go shopping after dinner. Yes, it's hard to do this once. It would be a pity not to experience it. Reba also raised her hands in agreement. Yes, betting on stones. A glimmer of hope flashed through Yuan Zimo's eyes, and his heart suddenly pounded. Although today's program team did not let him compete with Chen Han, this series of events has made him lose face, and he can't wait to wash away his shame immediately. He can't beat Chen Han when it comes to collecting antiques, but he can gamble on stones. Gambling on stones is no better than antiques. Jade is wrapped in stone and cannot be seen or touched with the eyes. It cannot even be measured by instruments. You can only rely on experience and eyesight to judge and gamble. As the saying goes, one sword makes you poor, and one sword makes you rich. Real stone gambling is 100 times harder than buying and selling antiques. Haha, I don't believe you can still gamble on stones. I can't beat you with antiques, and I can't beat you with stone gambling. My family has 3 stone mines on the border of Yunnan and Guizhou. I've been playing with this stuff since I was a child. How can you fight with me? Yuan Zimo roared excitedly in his heart, his eyes looking provocative from time to time. Look at Chen Han. Of course Chen Han didn't know what he was thinking. But he still has great ideas for this small auction. And everyone was so interested, so Chen Han could only nod and said, okay, thank you Mr. Shu for the invitation. We are more respectful than obeying. Haha, that's right, come on, I'll treat you to dinner. There is a Hunan cuisine restaurant not far from here. It's very good, you must try it. Mr. Shu greeted everyone with a smile. When Reba, a foodie, heard that there was something delicious, his eyes immediately lit up, and he followed him. The others laughed dumbly when they saw this, and followed suit one after another. Next chapter. The Hunan restaurant introduced by Mr. Shu is located opposite the antique market. It was already past 2 o'clock in the afternoon after having a good time with wine and food, and everyone returned to the antique market with satisfaction. However, they did not expect that as soon as they entered the market, the group was once again blocked by crowds of people. Look, Mr. Shu is back. Isn't he the legendary boss who earns 40 million from 10,000? What the hell, boss? I will remember this little brat for the rest of my life. He lied to me about the bronze watermelon cauldron. I'm going to FK him. TCH, you don't understand the principle of buying and leaving. You haven't been lying to people all day long. What's there to say about admitting defeat? There were discussions in the crowd. And many antique bosses came after hearing the news. After a while, 7 or 8 middle-aged and elderly people appeared around Chen Han. While greeting Mr. Shu with a smile, they stared at Chen Han and said straight to the point, this must be Brother Chen, right? Hello, little brother, I'm the boss of Jubaojai. I heard that you have extraordinary abilities. Are you interested in coming to our store as a consultant? Haha, come to our store, annual salary is definitely not a dream. What are you talking about? An annual salary of tens of millions is nothing. Brother, come to our store as a consultant and I will give you shares. We are a century-old store. Big bosses in the antiques industry have extended their offers of help one after another. You must know that the antiques industry is all about professionalism and vision. Chen Han's skills are already well known. If he can be recruited into the store, that will be a good thing. It's a pity that they think too beautifully. Faced with this kind of solicitation, Chen Han refused without thinking. Sorry bosses, I have no interest in being a consultant, and I don't have the time. Mr. Shu laughed loudly and said, what are you guys thinking? I am embarrassed to invite Brother Chen as a consultant, but you are too embarrassed to ask. People make tens of millions every minute. Who would work so hard to work as a consultant for you and earn an annual salary of tens of millions? Aren't you just slapping someone in the face? Okay, let's all disperse, there's nothing to see. Mr. Shu's words made everyone nod their heads. The truth is that Chen Han is really unlikely to be a consultant. He is not short of this small amount of money. Therefore, all the big guys in the antique industry immediately gave up the idea of recruiting. After a while of ridicule, they all sent business cards to Chen Han to make sure they looked familiar to him first. Let's go shopping on Gambling Street. The stone gambling is also a major feature of the antique market. The stone gambling street is at the end of the market. The whole street is dedicated to stone playing. This is a good place. Most of the stones in this gambling stone street are transported from nearby provinces and cities, and some are transported from the Yunnan Guizhou mines. The transportation cost is extremely high, so most of them are good materials. Although the price is definitely higher than in the place of origin, but the price-performance ratio is still good. Mr. Shu led everyone to Stone Gambling Street while introducing and explaining with a smile. Chen Han couldn't help but nod in agreement when he heard this. Mr. Shu is indeed experienced and what he said is indeed reasonable. When talking about stone gambling, many people will definitely think of Yunnan, Guizhou, Lao Burma and other places. Those places are the real paradise for stone gambling, the birthplace of countless legends of getting rich. But in fact, there are many stone gambling places all over the world, and the antique market in Yanjing alone has a big stone gambling spot. These places are easier to gamble on than Yangui. After all, the transportation cost is too high and it is not really good stone. These stone gambling shop owners dare not transport it to Yanjing, so maybe they can find some treasures. But Chen Han had no idea whether he could make money by gambling on stones. Because a lot of passers-by and vendors saw them going to Gambling Street, and they immediately followed them to watch the excitement, making a lot of noise. This makes it even more difficult for Chen Han to make money. Reba, Yang Mi and others obviously noticed this. They smiled sweetly. Yang Mi walked to Chen Han and comforted softly, "Don't think too much, you are already very good today. If you can't make money, just try next time." "Thank you, Sister Mi." A flash of warmth flashed in Chen Han's heart. Although Yang Mi is not as lively as Reba, she is like a big sister next door, giving people a very warm feeling, which also makes Chen Han like her a lot more. "What are you two whispering about? Are you so close?" Reba joked angrily. "It's nothing, Sister Mi is here to comfort me. I'm afraid it won't be easy if I want to make money later." Chen Han shook his head with a wry smile. It's okay, you're already scary." Reba patted his shoulder carelessly to comfort him. "You know what? I've never seen such a powerful guy like you, and I don't even know how your brain grew. Yes, how can you find treasures among a lot of fakes? It's really scary." "Yes." Yang Mi chuckled with soft eyes. "I feel very lucky to be able to participate in this show, and very lucky to witness a legend. Oh, by the way, can we add a VX to Chen Han?" "Yes, it's an honor." Chen Han happily agreed. I want it too, Chen Han, you sweep me first." Reba excitedly fought for it. "Little girl, why are you still robbing me?" No, I have to sweep first." "Sister Mimi, you have to let me go, I'll sweep first." Reba and Yang Mi were laughing and joking, and bursts of laughter like silver bells spread far and wide, attracting passers-by's attention.